Hello mermaids and barnacle boys, my name is Sponge Drew and welcome back to another video. Today we are doing once again another SpongeBob little book, story review. This time we are going to be looking at one of my personal favorites and an old one that I absolutely love. This is Ready, Set, Go, a ready to read level 2 book. But this one has two books in one, and the two books that are included are Camp SpongeBob and The Big Win. Now, I don't have those two books separately. I think, I looked through my, collection, and only, I only have those books in this, one in particular, because this one, contains two books in one. So I don't have them separately, but I'm sure you can go on, find other videos and look at other, stuff as well. You can see, the artwork of, both book covers and all that, you can find them and whatever. But you guys seem to really like, the book videos that I do. I know they don't get the most attention, but people are, there are views on those. So if it gets, a lot of views, then I'll start, doing a bunch of them. Of course, I'll get back in the habit of reviewing, stuff in my collection, every now and then. So once, I get let me rephrase that. Once I get done with, college and stuff by the end of this year, definitely next year, I'll definitely be doing, better content. I'll definitely, set up my microphone. I'll do, screen recording videos. Maybe try to do some reacting videos or something. Try to set up my face cam and all that. But that's, for another day. So yeah, let's go ahead. Before we actually get right into reading this, let's actually, look at the little book itself. So you can see right here, it has a total of 64 pages in it, including both of them. You have SpongeBob right here as a coach blowing the whistle. You got Squid, Sandy, and Pat over here, exercising, ready to read level 2. Of course, this is for, younger kids, probably age 5 or up, or maybe below or something. See on the back, you can, read this if you want, and you got other books right here. You have, let me just, zoom in right here. You got the Best Mom, My Name is Cheesehead, and you have Man Sponge Saves the Day. I think I do have this one right here. So if you want me to make a video of Cheesehead right here, I'll definitely do that. But maybe I'll try to collect, more books in the future, because I do love these little, books for SpongeBob. But anyway, so yeah, back of it, you could read all that. Plankton logo. This came out, I believe, in what's the year? 20. I believe. So yeah, here. Let me just zoom in right here. Up the brightness right here. Okay, so you can see right here, Camp SpongeBob came out in 2004, and The Big Win came out in 2003. Now, I believe, both of these got, a reprint, and, as, the years went on, so you can look for those as well. But this one came out in 2011, you can see right here, so definitely this is a combiner of two from that, year right here. And you can see, let's zoom out here. Just a little thing for parents and teachers. You can read all that if you want. This is basically for, kids, learning to read and all that stuff right there. And yeah, that's really it. You can read all of this if you want. But with that said, let's zoom out here. With all that said, enough talking. Let's get to reading. So yeah, ready, set, go. Camp SpongeBob by Molly Reisner and Kim Ostraw. I'm so sorry if I mispronounce those names. Illustrated by Heather Martinez. It was a perfect summer day in Bikini Bottom. Sandy spent the morning practicing her new karate moves. Hi-ya! All the sunshine makes me more energetic than a jackrabbit after a cup of coffee, she said. Hey, Sandy, where did you first learn karate anyway? I'm just gonna say karate because that's, how it's spelled, SpongeBob asked. Sandy told her friend about her days at Master Kim's karate camp. And I won the championship, Sandy finished breathlessly. SpongeBob leaped in the air. Camp sounds amazing, he shouted, but I never got to go. When I was little, my dream was to go to camp, but every summer my parents sent me to Grandma sometimes. I would pretend she was my counselor, but I'm not sure she was cut out for camp life, SpongeBob said, sighing. Say no more, SpongeBob, Sandy said. Let's open Bikini Bottom's first summer camp. You could be my assistant. I can? SpongeBob asked. Yes, and we can get started today, Sandy said. I am ready, shouted SpongeBob. Sandy gathered Squidward and Patrick to tell them about the camp. Oh, please, Squidward said, moaning. Camp is for children. Exactly, shouted SpongeBob. It would be for all the little children of Bikini Bottom. Squidward thought out loud. Perhaps I can teach the kids around here a thing or two. Everyone would look up to me. That sounds like a lot of fun, said Patrick. When I was at Starfish camp, we used to lie around in the sun and sleep a lot. I could teach everyone how to do that. I will teach karate. Ugh. Wow, I can't talk, declared Sandy, kicking in the air. Now go home and practice what you're going to teach. Let's meet back here tomorrow, said Sandy. And making sure, because I'm reading through here because my eyes are right there. Making sure that, the whole book is in frame. Yeah, it is. Okay. The next day, SpongeBob woke up in the best mood ever. I'm going to be a good assistant. I need to make sure I am prepared with good camp activities, he told Gary. SpongeBob thought of making Krabby Patties and having bubble blowing contest. He imagined whole days spent jellyfishing. SpongeBob ran around his house gathering all the items he needed. Whistle? Check. Megaphone? Check. Visor? Check. Clipboard? Gary slid over to SpongeBob's bed and meowed. Good job, Gary. Check. SpongeBob went over to the mirror and raised his arms. Can't be assistants, need to be strong, he reminded himself, and he flexed his muscles. Now I am ready. SpongeBob ran over to the tree dome. Sandy was chopping wood with her bare hands. SpongeBob SquarePants, reporting for duty, he said, blowing his whistle 3 times. As a good assistant, I request permission to check on everyone to make sure they are practicing their duties. Go for it, SpongeBob, said Sandy. First, SpongeBob went to Patrick's walk. Let's try that again. First, SpongeBob went to Patrick's rock. He watched quietly as Patrick practiced the art of sleeping. Then SpongeBob blew his whistle. Patrick jumped. Just making sure you are working hard, explained SpongeBob. Now go back to sleep. Next, SpongeBob peeked inside Squidward's house. I can't hear you, sang SpongeBob. Practice makes perfect. SpongeBob went back to see Sandy, who was working on her karate moves. All counselors are working hard, reported SpongeBob. What do I do now? What do I do? Wow. Now what do I do? Take a load off and have some lemonade, suggested Sandy. No time for lemonade, said SpongeBob. As your assistant, I am here to assist. How can I assist? Listen, little boy, said Sandy. You're acting nuttier than a bag of walnuts at the country fair. This camp is supposed to be fun. I will make sure it is fun. With my assistance, this will be the best camp ever, SpongeBob said, cheering. Attention counselors, please report to me right away, SpongeBob said as they all ran to him. Now go back to your post and practice. Camp opens tomorrow. That night, SpongeBob was so excited he could not sleep. he decided to visit all the counselors just to make sure they were ready. Squidward, he whispered. Squidward was fast asleep. SpongeBob blew his whistle. Just making sure you are all set for tomorrow. You are killing me, SpongeBob, Squidward said, and he went back to sleep. The next morning, a very annoyed Squidward and Sleepy Patrick headed over to Sandy's Treatum. What are we going to do about SpongeBob? Asked Squidward. I refuse to be ordered around by him anymore. I have just the thing for the little guy, said Sandy, and they all look exhausted. To express our gratitude for all your hard work, we have a small present for you, said Sandy. For me? Asked SpongeBob. SpongeBob opened the box. Inside was a camp uniform. We would like you to be the very first camper, said Sandy. But don't you need me to work? Asked SpongeBob. Nope. We are all so busy preparing for camp that we never advertised for campers. You are our first and only camper, exclaimed Sandy. SpongeBob put on his uniform. SpongeBob SquarePants, reporting to camp, he shouted, running all his counselors. I am ready. And that's it. And we have, a little art right here of Sketch Bob right here. Of all that, I really like this. I mean, it's very simple, very, easy to read, I really like the art style that they use for, like the story. I mean, the art style is definitely, unique, definitely different from the show, of course. But, it's a cool, unique style, and I really like it a lot, Really hope they, Oh, I can't talk. Hold on. Let me just get, a water break really quick. Anyway, as I was saying, they don't really do much of, like, this style, anymore because, it's probably, outdated and such. But, it's always good to look back at, your childhood, memories. But with that said, let's move on to the next story. The Big Win by Kelly Cipriani, illustrated by Dave Akins. Wow, they don't make it easy for you. Again, I am so sorry if I mispronounce these names. Here, let's fit in the frame right here. Turn up the brightness up a little bit. There we go. All right. The Big Win. The Bikini Bomb relay race was just 3 days away. It only happened every... Wow. And I thought it was better reading. Let's try that again. The Bikini Bottom relay race was just 3 days away. It only happened once every 5 years. SpongeBob and his friends could not wait to compete. And we got Mr. Krabs, Squidward, Sandy, Patrick, Gary, and good old SpongeBob right here. It was the first day of practice. SpongeBob, Patrick, Sandy, Gary, Mr. Krabs, and Squidward were each going to compete in an event. Team, said Squidward, we have to train hard if we are going to win the golden booty treasure chest. I am going to coach you. Good idea, said SpongeBob. Gold, sweet gold, said Mr. Krabs. SpongeBob practiced shipmast pole vaulting. He ran, stuck the mast in the sand, and swung himself over the ship. Good job, buddies, said Sandy, but Squidward was not impressed. Then Patrick practiced the sailing long jump. He ran, flinging out his arms and legs to jump far. Jump farther, said Squidward. Sandy and Mr. Krabs practiced their events. Mr. Krabs spun around. Mr. Krabs spun around, then tossed the sand dollar disc. Oh my God! Why can I not read? Mr. Krabs spun around, then tossed the sand dollar disc. Sandy ran and threw the javelin. Not good enough, cried Squidward. What is it with you people? Even Gary was going to compete. He practiced hurling coral. We are, we are, oh my god, why can I not read this? This is for children, and yet I'm struggling here. We are never going to win if you move this slowly, Gary, cried Squidward, annoyed. Then it was Squidward's turn. He picked up a kelp log and practiced tossing it. Nice throw, Squidward cheered. His teammates cheered. Meeting time, called Squidward. The team jogged over happily. Great practice, cheered Sandy. Am I sweaty? SpongeBob asked. Let's do it again, cried Patrick. Meow, Gary agreed Gary. Quiet, said their coach. We will never win first place if we compete like that. Tomorrow we need to work harder. Okay, said the team, unsure why. They thought practice went well. We have to go for the gold, Squidward reminded them. Ah, sweet gold, said Mr. Krabs. Why is Mr. Krabs here? Am I crazy? Why does Mr. Krabs look shorter than... Mr. Krabs looks a little shorter compared to Squidward right here. I don't know. The next day of practice, SpongeBob tried hard to vault high. Higher, demanded Squidward. We must win that pirate's booty. Patrick strained to make his arms and legs as long as possible. Longer, Squidward shouted. Think about the treasure chest. Spin, Mr. Krabs, cried Squidward. Throw it farther, Sandy, barked Squidward. Go for the gold. Faster, Gary, faster. But Gary still moved too slowly. Who am I kidding? We can't win. I might as well just go home and hang my head in shame, Squidward kicking the grass. Tweet! Squidward blew his whistle. Okay, people. My mother always says if I want something done right, I have to do it myself, he said. If I compete in all the events, we are sure to win. So tomorrow, I'm going to practice them all. He stormed off the field. Squidward wants to win so badly that he is making us miserable, Sandy told the rest of the gang. Yeah, what's the point of being in the relay race if we do not have fun doing it? Asked SpongeBob. The next day, Squidward practiced all of his teammates' events. Then it was time for his event. Squidward was so tired he could barely throw the log. Squidward, Sandy said, you can't compete in everything. You should trust that we will do our best. What if we do not win? He asked. What? No gold? Cried Mr. Krabs. Winning isn't everything, Sandy said. Don't worry about winning and enjoy being teammates with us. Yeah, agreed the group. Not compete just to win, he said. I guess we could try it. So many Larrys. That's kind of funny. The day of the race, the team was warming up, then tweet, team meeting, called Squidward. Team huddled. Just do your best, Squidward said. Go, team, they cheered. Fly, SpongeBob, fly, cheered Squidward. Jump, Patrick, jump. Throw, Sandy, throw, coached Squidward. Spin, Krabs, baby, spin. Oh, I wasn't afraid. I'm so sorry about that. Here, I'll read it again. Fly, SpongeBob, fly, cheered Squidward. Jump, Patrick, jump. Throw, Sandy, throw, coached Squidward. Spin, Krabs, baby, spin. Hurtle, Gary, hurtle, cheered Squidward as Gary trailed behind the other hurdles. Squidward picked up the kelp log and let it go. The log flew through the air. Go, Squidward, cheered his team. Second place, Squidward sighed Squidward. True, we didn't win the gold, said SpongeBob, but we worked well together and had fun. We could have come in third. Of course, replied Squidward. If you weren't such slugs, we could have won. But, slugs, the team cried. Squidward smiled. I mean, slugs in the kindest way. Squidward's teammates were right. They did have a good time, and that made them all feel like winners. I'm so sorry. I don't know why I was struggling so much with this one. I mean, like the last one, like I had no problem with. I don't know why. Sometimes reading is kind of like throws me off. I really like this one. What I really like about this one in particular, with like all the characters like throughout, is that these are actually like stock art images of like characters used for like products. If you add products and like whole bunch of memorabilia of SpongeBob, if you actually like compare and look closely, they're all just stock arts of all the characters with just different outfits and poses. Now, I don't know why Mr. Krabs looks small in here, but whatever. But yeah, that's really it for today's video. This was nice. It's very simple. It's for younger kids who are ready to learn and want to start reading and such. This is a nice little book right here. So yeah, thank you all so much for watching today's video. If you like what you see here and you want to see more videos of me reading books, then click the subscribe button today. Click the bell notification so you'll stay notified when I make new videos. Like the video, comment what you think of it. If you want me to do more reading videos, I'll sure do. Share with your friends, family, or whoever. And with that all being said, I will see all of you people in my next video. Bye bye.